My YouTube channel is primarily focused on cycling, but from time to time I like to do a review on a music product because I'm just about as passionate about music as I am about cycling. Now, products like headphones and Bluetooth speakers, like I'll be reviewing in this video, to me are very much cycling related because of how I integrate music into my life and into cycling. So I've been wanting to get a Bluetooth speaker for my garage for using when I wrench on bikes, and I have landed on the Ultimate Ears Megablast speaker. Now, Ultimate Ears makes several different size portable Bluetooth speakers, with the Megablast being the biggest and also the loudest. The Megablast speaker is a 360-degree sounding speaker, and it's also stereo, and I did verify that by downloading an app so I could test the left and the right channels, but it has 360-degree sound. One of the coolest features about this speaker is the fact that it's IP67 dust and waterproof. That means you can literally drop this thing in a pool or take it in a shower and it's going to survive just fine. This speaker has a 16-hour battery life, and I found that to be pretty accurate. I have used this thing about 30 minutes a day while I'm getting ready for work in the morning or in my garage working, and I only have to charge this thing like once a month. So a really good battery life, and you can charge this thing in one of two ways. Included with the speaker is a cable. So this is a micro USB cable that plugs in here to the bottom, and it only takes a couple hours to charge this thing. The other way that you can charge it is a base that is a $40 accessory, and you would simply take your USB charging cable and plug it into the base, and you can set the speaker on the base and let it charge that way, which is very convenient. And by the way, included with the base is a replacement cap, so this just twists out. Kind of a blank one comes with the speaker when you get it, and then again you would take the one that comes with that charging base, and that gives you your charging port for the base. One thing that I really like about this speaker is its simplicity. There's really not much to it. There's not a lot of buttons or unusual functions like holding certain buttons down. Really, all you do is you tap the top button and that will power it on. You'll see the light come on and you'll get a tone to let you know that it's on. Once it connects to your Wi-Fi, because this speaker is Alexa ready, you'll get another tone, and that way you know it's connected to your Wi-Fi. And by the way, all of the setup is very easily done through an app that you can download, and the app, just like the speaker, is very simple to use, and I'll show the app up close here in a minute. Other than the power button, the only other buttons on the speaker are your volume up and your volume down. And then to power off the speaker, by the way, is just to tap the button at the top and you'll get a tone letting you know that the speaker is powering off. The app is available on iOS or Android. I'm showing it on an Android phone, and like I said, it's very simple, very clean user interface. If you wanted to mute the microphone of the speaker so it's not listening to you, you can just tap this button right here and then tap off, and that will mute the microphone. You do get a little tone letting you know it's muted, and then turn it back on the same way. If you tap here, you can see the battery life. So right now it's 100%. You can show which Wi-Fi network you're connected to, if you're connected to Bluetooth, and if you're signed into Alexa. And this is the same place you would come if you want to set it up to your home router or sign into your Amazon Alexa account. And by the way, while you're listening to music, you can also use the volume controls on your phone if you weren't close enough to the speaker to use the controls on the speaker. Now, of course, for me, one of the most important things about a Bluetooth speaker is that it sounds good. I wouldn't classify myself as an audiophile, but I'm not too far behind. I really demand really good sound in a speaker, and this speaker does not disappoint at all. I kind of thought maybe with the IP67 waterproofing that there would be more of a muffled sound in the mids and the highs. That was not the case at all. This speaker has amazing clarity in the mids and the highs, and as you crank up the volume, and by the way, this thing gets incredibly loud, but as you crank up the volume, there is not distortion in the bass, there is not distortion in the highs, there's no sibilance in the highs. The volume, as it goes up, that keeps the sound really clear. The bass is also very good. It's not overly bloated. It's not kind of a rumbly, distorted bass. If you like just incredible amounts of bass at the cost of sounding distorted, this is not your speaker. The bass is very true to form. Now, even though I really got this speaker for using in my garage when I'm wrenching on bikes, I found myself keeping this in the bathroom when I'm getting ready. Now, I actually have a Google Home speaker, Google Home Max, that I keep in the bedroom. But in the bathroom, I found myself taking this in there to get ready in the mornings, and I don't have to worry about the humidity in the bathroom because of the IP67 waterproofing. I also brought this speaker to my daughter's tennis practice. I helped coach her tennis team, and I put this in the middle of the 3 courts, and it was loud enough to give really clear sound for the whole practice. Now, I had talked about the Google Home Max, and just as a reference for sound, this speaker sounds as clear as the mids and the highs of the Google Home Max. Now, because the Max is a much larger speaker, the bass is a little bit stronger when you're listening to your music. But as far as clarity, this thing is right on par, and that's saying a lot because the Google Home Max has really good sound. Now, obviously, there are a lot of smart speakers coming on the market with the new Apple HomePod just coming on the market. This is a $300 speaker, so it's getting up there with some of the really high quality Google Home speaker, even some Sonos speakers that are coming out, and the Apple HomePod. But what sets this apart is, of course, the portability and also the IP67 waterproofing, which you don't get in those other speakers. Now, as an Android user and now having the Google Home Max, I use Google a lot, but it's actually really nice to have the Amazon Alexa on this for the purposes of listening to music. So if I'm getting ready in the morning, I don't have my phone with me and I just want to play some jazz or whatever artist, because I have an Amazon Prime account that I link to this speaker, I can just ask Alexa to play a certain genre or certain artist, and it will play through the speaker. I can also ask Alexa to change the volume. Then, of course, there are all the questions you can ask, like what the weather is going to be like. In fact, let's try it just for an example. So I can say, Alexa, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Gainesville, there will be some sun and thunderstorms, with a high of 81 degrees and a low of 49 degrees.
So that's going to wrap up this review of the Ultimate Ears Megablast speaker. This is one that I can absolutely recommend because of the portability, the waterproofing, and of course the sound quality. If you've used this speaker or any other ones from Ultimate Ears, I'd love to know your comments and your thoughts below. Or any other questions that you may have about this speaker, drop those below as well. Thanks for watching.